I am a naturally curious person and I love to learn. Now, I know that not everyone is wired that way. That just happens to be the way that I am wired. I am a visual, auditory, and verbal processor. So I know that when I'm learning something new, I prefer to attend in-person learning events. Or if I am attending online events, I prefer to be able to attend them live and not the recording thereof. Unless, of course, I am learning something on my own, in which case I generally do reading, but I will do other things as well. Now, I know that it's really important for people to know how they process information so that they can create strategies that work for them. I'm Janice Russell with Janice Russell Coaching and Consulting, and I help people optimize their life after a medical diagnosis. Many of my clients have some kind of brain-based condition, so understanding how they learn and process information is a critical piece to being able to help them learn how to cross off to-dos, optimize their time, and manage their paperwork. So I'm going to give a couple of examples that may help you to understand a little bit about how this is really important. The first example is that I signed up for the Neurodiverse Entrepreneur Summit. It happens every year. I think this is the sixth year. They have awesome speakers, great topics. Now, I signed up knowing that there are some live events, but most of the events you get the recording link afterwards. And if you sign up for the free version, you have 48 hours access, and unless you upgrade and do a paid version where you get access for a long time. So I tried the free version because I know that it is hard for me to go back and listen to recordings. So signing up for a version where I get it, forever means I may never look at it. So I thought, well, let me try the whole 48 hours thing. Maybe that sense of urgency would help me to watch the sessions that are most important to me. So when I went on, I discovered happily that they have transcripts. It said, click here for clean human-generated transcript. I was thrilled because what I did was I checked out the transcript of the ones I was interested of each one that I was interested in. And then in some cases, I would just say, well, that's enough. In some cases, I would save it into Evernote to read later. But in other cases, I was like, you know what? This looks really, really interesting. I think that I would get a lot out of watching it. Well, here's the thing. My mind wanders. So what I ended up doing, which worked really well for me, was that the one that I listened to first, I had some laundry to fold. So I was right by my computer. I was folding my laundry, which kept part of my brain engaged, while I was then listening and watching the presentation. And it meant that I could go, sometimes I had to go and rewind a little bit or whatever, but it kept me much more focused than if I'd been sitting in front of the computer. Now, another example, I have a client who, with permission, records doctor's appointments so that she can have it transcribed later because her ADHD and anxiety make it really difficult for her to take notes quickly enough, as well as to ask questions and then process the answers. So that is something that works for her, unless she's able to find someone to go with her to doctor's appointments and to be the human note taker, as it were. Another example is people and books, we'll say. So I'm in a book club and I like to check books out of the library and read physical books. As you might imagine, some people like to use e-readers. Now, the only time I use an e-reader is if I am going on a trip because I don't want to lug a couple of books with me. So I use an e-reader then. Otherwise, it's physical books for me. But I also know that there are people in the book club who really like audiobooks, and reading to them is like a fate worse than death. So again, everybody learns differently. There's not a right or a wrong way to get information, to process information, to retain it, to do something with it. it really is just a matter of finding out what works for you. So I would love it if you would either share something about a technique, a learning, processing information technique that works for you, or possibly you have a question that I might be able to help you with. And so you can pop either of those things in the comments and we'll see where the discussion leads us. Thanks so much for paying attention.